All right, here we are. This is actually the season finale, season 3, episode 13, Peaceful Waters. I guess like the intent of this episode in the original series was to do like a question and answer sort of thing. I suppose I won't exactly be doing that myself, but I mean, as always, if people have questions, I will always answer them. But I guess, of course, you know, in their context, it was more like people had emailed, people had sent in letters asking questions. Emails. More people were using email when Bob Ross had his show going. Email was like probably a thing, but like maybe just barely a thing, or like it was like just being conceptualized, maybe. Maybe like just barely. Oh, you're right. I never changed the reference to this one. I got the screenshot though. Boom. Thank you. I definitely forgot. I did everything but that. Okay, now it's good. That was a quick fix. I'm glad I didn't have to go through and screenshot it, because I literally went through, I screenshot it earlier and all that. I just kind of forgot to change it, but that's okay. And whose emote is that? Distortion 2. Is that the person that has Shy Guy emotes? Or used to, question mark? I don't know if that's the same person or not. You know what makes today special, though? Aside from that, it's Canadian Thanksgiving. But who the fuck cares about Canadian Thanksgiving when it's Rivals 2 demo week, bitch? That's the real shit right there. Which is actually free for anyone to play on Steam, so if you have access to Steam, you can play it. How are you today, Brack? Are you off today? Question mark? I assume so. We didn't get the Snapchat of you in the car at any point. Your September subs were to run out, but yeah, Distortion has Gourmet Guy as their mascot. Oh, I didn't know it was Gourmet Guy. I just remember seeing like Shy Guy emotes from that dude. Yes, I'm home and gay, and on WoW and high and slang. Let's go, Prac. My dad made a soup for Canadian Thanksgiving, which honestly is kind of hype. He made, I believe it's a chicken soup. It's not turkey. But normally what happens is like he would like make a turkey and then he makes it into a soup. But I think he said this time around like, oh, it's gonna make a soup, honestly. And I'm like, you know, I'm cool with that. Well, I'm glad you're slaying, Prac. Happy to hear that always, that you're slaying. Also, I posted a new piece of art on Twitter today, so give me clout if you desire. Thanks in advance. What are you slaying right now, Prac? What's the objective? Okay, you know, I literally just said this, but I'm gonna say it again. Like the intention. Also, well, I'm going crazy with the mouse right now. The intention of this painting originally was to be like a Q&A session where Bob would just like answer questions from people that they like mailed in. And so I guess like this painting, I didn't watch the whole video, but I guess like this painting, I know in some of these, what they'll do is they'll like paint a section and then like someone will ask like, oh, how do you like remove a section if you don't like how something turned out? And they'll like, oh, just take the knife and just cut it away. Just get rid of it and do that. So it still turns out to be like a whole composition, but this one's very like very standard. I kind of wondered to myself, like, do these count? Do these count? Yes, they do. They do count as Bob Ross paintings, but they're definitely like a little different. Like if you were to think of like the levels of like what a Bob Ross painting has to it, it's definitely a lot more like stock, I guess, for this one. New art indeed. I actually posted on Blue Sky yesterday, and then I posted on Twitter today. You're leveling tight rectum. Ooh, let's go. I hope you get it really tight. Question mark? Send tweet? I definitely maybe posted it today on Twitter because the fact that the demos for the week starts today, so I was like, it seems like a good idea to post it today. Yeah, I started working on that one before the September beta test started, or like it was like on like the Wednesday or Thursday or something. I started working on it. I just like got like inspired, and then it was like, oops, there is no way I'm gonna have this done in time for the September beta test. So I was like, you know, I can just save this, and saved it. I did. Actually, something I didn't know that my version of Clip Studio Paint has. I knew this feature existed. I wasn't aware of it. I wasn't aware that my version had it though. Is I guess in version 2, version 2 and onwards, there is built into the program a little like a built-in timer, and it counts up every single time you draw on anywhere on the canvas. I guess like so you can keep track of like how long you've been painting for total on a piece, and it only counts like when like you're actively like painting or like when you're doing anything on the actual canvas, which is interesting that it works that way. I think it said for that piece I had like worked on it for like 40 hours total or something like that. But I think I also like was like sketching something else like on that same like file before I started working on the actual thing that it ended up being. So it's like a little like inflated from what it like actually would be, but still interesting. It's cool to see that, and sometimes I wonder like, damn, how long have I been working on this for? I have those thoughts at times. Gonna take a sip of water. Yeah, I don't know how long, or that's not what I wanted to say at all. I don't know if I'm gonna stream any Rivals 2 right now or not after I finish this, because I heard people saying earlier that the matchmaking was like a little broken, supposedly. I don't know if they fixed that or not. I'm gonna be honest. So we'll see, I guess. Visiting family is supposed to depart in a bit, so your hands are a little full. Are you glad that it's over? Are you happy to be done with it? With the Mario brush. Boom. Boom. Yo, oddballer. I looked at my dashboard for the first time in a week, and I was like, oh, I know that name. It is Mario Paint Monday indeed. That it is. We love to see a Mario Paint Monday. I kind of like sat here on my computer for a while, and so I could have started this like probably like over an hour ago, but I've just been kind of vibing for a while. I was like, well, I can't play Rivals 2 until I finish Mario Paint Monday, so we gotta get it going. Ebo. Morning, Ebo. And for those who are here for me talking about the soup, my dad, I'm excited to try it later, just because it'll be good. But also, when we were up there earlier, we have like these old, I always forget if it's I think it's vermicelli. You know, those Vietnamese noodles. Like, we had a bag of those just sitting there for a long time, going unused, and he was like, do you think we should try putting these in? And I was like, I mean, we could. And then he just kind of dumped them in, so I'm like, hopefully it works fine. It doesn't ruin it. It should be fine, I think. I would imagine it'll be okay. But you know. Burrito day? Are you getting a burrito today, Evo? If you send me a burrito, I will eat it. Hope this helps. Untweet. Man, you know what sucks? My lips been getting dry again. I need to go harder with the moisturizing of them. Dry lips are dumb. That's my tweet. Alliteration is freaking awesome. I support Mario Paint Monday. Feels good. Yeah, I support Mario Paint Monday also. Well, I took like a 4-month break from doing this, but aside from that, I've done it like every day or every Monday for like multiple months. I forget how many do I have total? This will be the 39th Mario Paint Monday that I've done, which is kind of crazy to think that I've done that many. Like, that's a lot of Mario Paint Monday. But I'm glad. I'm glad that I stuck to it. I have stuck with it for as long as I have. Because I originally, back in like 2020, I did a random one-off like Bob Ross painting in Mario Paint, and then at like earlier this year, I just like, I don't know what made me think of it, but I had the thought to just like do more, and then I was like, what if I just like did all of them? And then I think having the thought to do it just do it like once a week, I think would be a pretty good way to balance it out, so I'm not like burning myself out being like, okay, we're gonna do one every single day. Like, I think something that's wild, like for those who follow Shasta, Mr. Shasta, He's doing like this whole like Nintendo DS thing where he's playing through like every single Nintendo DS game, and he's been doing it. I don't know how long he's been doing it for, but there's like over 1,000, and I think he's at like over like 200 or 300, something like that. And I'm like, oh my god, that's so many, and you still have so many more to go. I should have a museum exhibit, maybe someday. Maybe I'll get into the Bob Ross museum someday. That'll go crazy. Yo, Josh. Good morning. Yay, winter. Yes. Have you ever had horchata? I have not. It's like a coffee, I think? Question mark? Yeah, I think the challenge of trying to recreate something like a Bob Ross painting in Mario Paint is really unique, just because it kind of forces you to work with a very limited tool set compared to, you know, like actual painting. Where it's like with real paints, you can get so many different effects and values and colors, but with Mario Paint, you can't really do that. It's a drink made from cinnamon and rice. Next time you get a burrito, see if they have horchata. I don't know if I've ever heard of like a place selling horchata in my area. I'm sure it probably is a thing in my area. It's your favorite drink? Just like in general? Also, if you watch me do like these Mario Paint paintings, you'll notice I use like the airbrush, this brush. I use this one all the time. It's so broken. It's like, I think it's definitely for this kind of style, it's the best brush. Definitely the best one. Morning Skittle. The Baba horchata. Dude, now I'm thinking about that video. Feels good. Shoutouts to that video. Feels good. Also, another interesting thing about this painting that I actually didn't mention is that this is a painting not even done by Bob. This is done by his son, Steve. So, getting a little exotic here. I think this is actually the first Steve painting on the show, I'm pretty sure. Because like since this episode where they did this was part of like a Q&A session, like the first one of these he did, Bob was painting and he had his son Steve reading off the questions, and this time around Bob was like, I'm gonna take it easy and I'm gonna read the questions and I'm gonna make my son Steve do the painting. Bob wanted to botch the mountains here the way Steve did. What don't you like about the mountains here? Just how like kind of like basic they are. I was saying earlier, this is a pretty basic painting. Yeah, Bob Ross is very soothing. It's too pointy. It is pretty pointy on top, isn't it? Okay, so we don't like how pointy the middle one is. That's the consensus here, chat. Send tweet. Looks weird how the left one is just out of focus for some reason halfway through. Oh, like over on this side. I think it's like to be like that. It's like it's like fading out. But it does kind of look like that, doesn't it? They kind of pulled it pretty hard. I definitely see what you mean. Yeah, I feel like it probably could have helped if like there was like more trees like covering like this part of the mountain, like right here, give or take. I think that could have helped it a little bit, helped sell the effect a bit better. Also, Prac, I've been using a resistance band for my wrists lately, and it's been pretty pog. Should I bring one to you, Prac? I'm pretty sure there's like a few extra ones in our cupboard upstairs, because my dad has one like out there in the other room. And then like I looked in like one of the cupboards earlier and there's like 3 or 4 sitting there, so I grabbed one and put it in my room. So now I have one sitting in my room. And I've been using it for my wrists the past like week or 2 question mark. I've been kind of going in with it. I've just been doing it where like you like clamp it like below your foot and then you like grab it in your hand and then just like rest your arm like on your knee and just like curl it with your wrists and curl it like up and then like do palm side down and curl it up that way and like curl it like to the sides. Because I think I talked about this last Mario Paint stream, I'm pretty sure, but randomly I still don't know like what caused this, but for some reason when I noticed like a month ago when I like would put like pressure on like the palm of my hand of my right hand, like even if I like did this like trying to like stretch it or something, like I would feel like something that was like on the verge of pain, but it wasn't like quite pain. It was just like a pretty good discomfort, and I was like, that doesn't feel correct. And I was like, there is something not right here. Like, it was weird because it was perfectly fine if I was like using my mouse or like my keyboard or controller. It would just be if I would like put pressure on like the palm of my hand, I would feel it, and I was like, that doesn't feel correct. It feels infinitely better than it did like a month ago. Like, I could actually put pressure on my palm of my right hand, and it doesn't like, I don't feel the need like I should stop because this like kind of hurts a little bit. Because I assume you know, Ebo, that I never actually finished that ab challenge that we did like at the start of the year. Whoopsie. But I'll still every now and again like pull up videos from that guy's YouTube and like just do like some of his workouts and some of the exercises that like he'll have you do. Like you like put your hands like flat on the ground for like mountain climbers or like variants of mountain climbers and such. And like I just like wasn't able to do them because it would like kind of hurt. And I was like, well, that's not very good. So I honestly don't know what the hell I did to cause that. I don't know if I like just strained it at some point and didn't notice. I have no idea. I wish I knew. But here we are, right, Brack? Oh my god, ad break starting in a minute, allegedly. I've been working on this mountain for a good bit. Let's move on to not the mountain anymore. Yeah, see, the thing is, like, this is like another like interesting thing with Mario Paint. It's just how like for this like line of like trees, like this like kind of like hilly mass of trees that are gonna be here, like I don't really have like a pale grayish blue. So I just kind of have to like make do with what I have. A common Mario Paint moment of just having to deal with it and just make it work. Which is fine. Morning, cats. How are you today? Where's Heart Surge in G's opinion? True. Yeah, I didn't really bring it up too much, or I don't think I really brought it up at all, actually, when I was experiencing it, because I was like, I didn't really want to like concern people with it. But it's fine now. It's okay now. But it's probably good because I feel like I've always had like pretty like thin like slash probably not very strong wrists, and I'm like, it's probably good to just strengthen these anyways. Sometimes people's forearms just weaken over time, and having to extend or flex your wrist can be painful, which is annoying to deal with. Actually, I should... Yeah, it is lame, but it's alright. Yeah, that's very true, Ebo. I told you, Ebo, that on the pull-up bar, I've been doing a lot of, like, dead hangs and active hanging. I, like, barely do, like, actual, like, pull-ups on my pull-up bar as of recent. I've been doing just a lot of hanging on it. I guess I've been doing less, like, actual pull-ups and such because I have been wanting to, like, not have my arms be super sore for, like, you know, if I want to, like, draw or, like, game. So it's like, okay, like, the dead hangs or active hangs, like, don't, like, kill my arms, but it's still, like, it's still good to do. But yeah, for the whole wrist pain thing, like, because I always associate it with, like, for example, if you were to, like, be constantly trying to lift, like, heavy stuff with, like, your arms, for example, and, you know, your arms are, like, not very strong, and you're just, like, pushing them constantly, it would definitely lead to, like, strain and stress over time. I guess maybe it's just, like, less noticeable, or, like, it just, like, happens, like, quickly, like, or it happens, like, all at once with, like, your wrists, but it's like, well, you have muscles in your wrist also. It's easy to neglect stuff like that. Especially as a gamer. So Ebo, are you gonna play the Rivals 2 demo, which is free to play on Steam? Allegedly, Jess said he's gonna try it. I know he kind of expressed interest in it like a few months ago. The small, less noticeable muscles have to be strengthened as well. Yeah. And like, I'm sure that there's a partial like genetics factor going on with it, where like I'm sure some people just have like stronger, like just naturally like more developed wrists, or insert other body part, or like just how like they're how they happen to go about their days, I guess, just lead to them having like stronger X body part. Like how I feel like I've always had like pretty weak arms. I feel like that's always been a hard one. Like especially my wrists. Like I feel like I've always had like pretty thin wrists overall, which I think like fixing that is like a little tough. My wrists are normal size. Feels good. It's certainly not like Paiku's wrists. He's got them. He's got good ones. God damn. So small wrists. Do you, Evo? Do you have small wrists? For real? So basically, more of the story here is I can probably gift you a resistance band for free, Prac, if you want one. I'm very certain there's more up in the cupboard. I'll have to double check, but I'm very certain I saw more in the cupboard. Like when I grabbed mine. Because I'm sure my dad just like got like a set of them, or like whoever like just gave him like a set of them, and it's like, well, you don't, like one person, you don't really need more than one. Isn't there some kind of exercise you can do with a resistance band where you just like you grab it and just like have your arms like stretched out and just try to like lift it above your head or something like that? I think like there's something like that. Just trying to like, shit. Whoopsie. Just trying to like put like from your arms in front of you to like having your arms like up in front of you or like overhead. Overhead press. I mean, I haven't done much with my resistance band other than just doing what I said with the with my wrists. But it's also probably not a bad thing, like to start small and work up to it. 'Cause I'll definitely always say to people, like, as someone who's a pro exerciser, I think it's definitely good to not push yourself crazy hard, especially when you're starting off. I'll definitely always say that to people. Like, take that shit lightly, baby. Like, I remember, like, when a lot of us started bouldering, shouts to bouldering, I miss it, blubbers. But when the lot of us started, like, going bouldering, I remember, like, the first few times, like, you would go, like, your arms would get so sore. Holy shit. And it's like, damn, I want to keep going, but I can't because I'm too sore. We haven't gotten the treadmill yet. I don't know when we're getting that. To my knowledge, that person has to get it out from their basement still and then bring it over, so I don't know when that will be. And in case you didn't hear, Prac, we have an exercise bike now. Or it's literally like it's an actual bicycle, a normal outside bicycle, but there's like a little stand that the back wheel goes on, and that one, like, it just makes it so you can just pedal the bike and you won't go anywhere. It's pretty cool. I had never heard of it before, but I'd recommend it to people if they're looking for one. I've used the bike twice, and I liked it, yeah. I'm enjoying the bike. I didn't use it last night, but I used it the previous 2 nights back to back. And I'm gonna get good use out of it for sure. Pull aparts are good for your back. Do you just like have it like in front of you and just like do that with the resistance band? Or do you have it like above your head and like do that or something? I was like, yeah, cats, it's gonna be crazy. It's like not too much longer. Not too much longer. Slow and controlled, okay. I see. Oh my god, I don't know if I ever told you this, Evo, but like that guy who did like the 2-week ab challenge thing, one of the workouts from that guy that I did like a few weeks back at this point was, it was a 10-minute ab workout, but it was no breaks in between. That was really fucking hard. That was such a tough one to do. I was like, oh my god, like I'm dying, yo. But damn, the no breaks at all was really tough. Squeeze your shoulder blades as you pull. I'll have to remember this for if I do that more. Would y'all rate resistance bands over dumbbells? I guess they probably have different applications though, like like dumbbells being a lot more for like, you know, if you're trying to like put on like big muscle or whatever. I was never a dumbbell person. The only dumbbells we have are like these little 5-pound ones, which I don't really use them too much, but sometimes I'll do like weighted like Russian twists, like where you just like hold like the weights in your hands and you're just like doing that. Also, Prac, did you ever see the doctor about your stomach? 'Cause I remember you said you were gonna go talk to them allegedly. I don't know if you ever did that yet, or if that's still a soon TM thing. You know, I usually have my OBS up to see how long I've been painting for, but I just coincidentally, like, just don't have my OBS in view, and I guess I'm just gonna keep it that way. Just fuck it. Just vibe. Not even worry about it, honestly, at this point. Like, there's not too much more I have to do with this one. This one's... it's not too crazy. Resistant bands are a little different because as you stretch it, it gets harder. That makes sense. This one's gonna come like all the way like past the middle of the painting. It's gonna go like wee. There we go. That's good. Say you're doing bicep curls. As you bend your arm more, the resistance increases, so it can be a nice change in tension. Okay. But dumbbells, progress is easier to measure because you either do more reps or more weight. Makes sense. And I feel like with a resistance band, it's probably a lot harder to hurt yourself, I'd imagine. Just because, like, in my headcanon, I associate resistance bands of being more akin to, like, body weight. Since it's not like, oops, like, I'm trying to lift, like 50 pounds on my wrist or something. That'd be really fucked also. If someone could do like a wrist curl with like a 50-pound dumbbell. That'd be messed up if you're that strong. I don't know how hard that is in actuality, but that sounds like that'd be really tough to do. Like, I don't think I will ever do deadlifts in my life. I feel like when I hear about deadlifts, I just hear people like, oh, like, you have to do deadlifts, like, exactly this way. And, like, I've definitely heard of people being like, yep, I have hurt myself, or I super fucked my back up, like, doing them. Like, it just doesn't seem worth it. It does not seem like a worth exercise to do. For what? Just doesn't seem like the play when you just do, like, probably any other exercise. Because what is it, like, what do deadlifts, like, work? Like, I guess they'd work, like, your, like, it's kind of like a whole body thing. I guess. Like, doesn't it work everything? So maybe, like, you keep, like, your arms, like, straight, and I guess, like, you're supposed to use, like, your legs a lot more. But I guess, like, your back would be, like, your back and core would be, like, trying to keep your, like, your torso stable, and, like, obviously your arms are playing a factor. The entire back of your body is worked from deadlifting. So that makes sense why people fuck up their back trying to do deadlifts. I prefer good mornings. I actually don't know what a good morning. Good morning. Exercise. Huh. Interesting. But do you do these good mornings, like, weighted? I guess you're supposed to, question mark? I don't think I've ever seen this exercise before. I don't think so, at least. I also did my first plank today for the first time in a minute, because, you know, Blue Bob, Arma, I guess random's in there, but he like never posts in there. But like mainly Blue Bob, Arma, and I have like this Snapchat group chat where like when we do a plank, we'll just like post a like send a picture while we're doing the plank, and it's to, like motivate the other people to do one. No one's been posting there for a while, and I've been doing exercise. I've been doing other exercises that aren't planks, because there was a while there where I was like just like my exercise would be like, okay, I did like a 2-minute plank and that's it, which like, you know, it's still good. It's still good to do that, but I guess I was like, I want to do something different. But look at that tree. That tree is so angled, but honestly, we vibe with it. We vibe with an angled tree. Look at that one. Oh my god. This tree is seen some days, let me tell you what. It works your lower back and your hamstrings. Are hamstrings
Look at all these people. I don't know any of
the
them.
back
Amazing.
of your thigh?
Wow.
I think it's the back of your thigh. Question mark? I could Google this, but I'll just wait for a chat for a chat answer. Yo, Pete Guy Man, thank you for the Prime Gaming. Appreciate it. Oh, it is the back of your thighs. Let's go. I know like I definitely will hear people talk about like having tight hamstrings being a thing. Like, is it low-key like easy to have like weak hamstrings low-key? Like without realizing it? I guess this became like an exercise talking stream. So I hope everyone likes that. But we like exercising. Like when you exercise, it just feels good. That's my opinion, at least. Like after like let me tell you, when I was biking the other day on the indoor bike, like I biked for I think 20 to 25 minutes. I was like I was so sweaty afterwards, but it felt so good. I was like, damn, that feels good. And then I took a bath afterwards. Oh my god, just bliss, honestly. Quads at the front, hamstrings at the back. Okay, okay. Actually, I should get back into using should use the ab roller again today. It's been a few days since I've used the ab roller. The ab roller is low-key a really good one too. You know, I've actually probably low-key made a lot of progress and like haven't like really fully realized it because I remember when I first started using the ab roller, I remember feeling like a little bit like weakness like in like my lower back when I was like trying to go down and come back up. It'd be hard to like keep my back like straight since you're supposed to keep like your whole like upper body like as straight as you can when you're doing like ab rolling. But now it's like I don't feel that unless if I'm doing like 20 or some shit. Then I'd be like, okay, I'm starting to feel like the weakness coming on, the toughness of this exercise. Maybe you should do some like planks, just since you can do those like literally anywhere. And low-key for me, I can do like planks on like hard surfaces. But I would understand if it's like too painful for some people like on their arms to do it on like a hard floor. I would definitely understand that. Did buy a huge thing of protein powder your brother recommended to me. Let's go. Feels good. Shout out to protein powder. Actually, I ran out of protein powder like months ago, and we don't have any more, unfortunately. But the thing that I would do with the protein powder is I would put like a scoop, or like I would put like half a scoop or less, like in my oatmeal, because it would usually just kind of like blend in pretty easily. But I think it was low-key a pretty good play, putting it in the oatmeal. What kind of flavor did you acquire? Since I know like some flavors can be pretty hit or miss for people, depending. French vanilla. I was actually gonna say vanilla is like the one I think that can be pretty like hit or miss, like where like some brands their flavor can be pretty like just like weird tasting. Like I don't even know how to describe it. I guess very like artificial tasting sometimes it can be. That's like because I was saying to my dad like, oh, that he should get some like unflavored protein powder since he's like not supposed to have like much sugar right now. I was like, oh, like protein powder could be good to have, and then if you get like unflavored, unsweetened protein powder, that's just like, boom, easy. And like, I've never had unflavored protein powder, so I don't know if it literally tastes like there's no flavor to it, or if it's just like, do you get like a little bit of like some kind of taste because of like it's something you're putting in, or does it literally taste like nothing and it's just free to like put in whatever? That I don't know exactly how that goes. So maybe we'll get some at some point, hopefully. I'd use it if we got it. Whatever I can blend with it, like fruit or milk or other stuff. Yeah, making smoothies is pretty broken. We love a good smoothie. I love a good smoothie. My dad actually tried making some smoothies lately, and it seems to be that our blender is a little bad. Which is weird because it used to be fine. Like last time we used it, we didn't have any problems, but when he was trying to like, blend like frozen fruit and such with it, like I was watching and it just like wasn't really blending it very well. Like I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I guess we just need a new blender, I suppose. Because I know that that's an old blender that we have. Which is the way. Acquire a ninja, maybe, at some point. It could be cool to have. Maybe someday. All right, and then. Anyway, it's interesting how like the reflection in the original painting on this one, like the green in the water of the reflection, like it doesn't really like line up like exactly, which I guess is like it's whatever, but it's interesting to note. Don't worry, Bob would never. These Steve paintings. You restocked on Huel yesterday? Just really missed it. Actually missed it though, unironically. That shit's so good. It's so OP. And it's so like unironically like tasty. Maybe Fig can bring me some. Alright, Figgy. Can you bring me like 20 bags of cinnamon roll Huel? Thanks. Like that cinnamon bun Huel is just too good. That would be nice though, if that timeline was real. Is this real, chat? Wait, it's all Evo? Question mark? Looks like we're just about done with this one also. And this one I think turned out pretty nice. I think once again, like the layers of the piece were captured pretty good, I would say. But that's something that you'll hear Bob talk about, like, just like, oh, like, we want this to feel like it's real far away. And if you ever look at a painting or just like some art you see on Twitter of like some landscape or just whatever kind of scene, and like sometimes you might think like, damn, like what makes this so good? Sometimes it might just be that like the composition has a lot of like overlapping and a lot of layers to it that just gives it like extra depth and makes it like really interesting to look at. Which I think is very powerful in a composition to have layers to it. Very strong. Also, I need to do like this rock, like I just like, or like extra bit of land here. I need to put like a little bit of like something on it just so it's not like a flat, like just brown, just sitting there. And like a little bit. Oh, perfect. Perfect. And maybe like a little bit of Yeah, there we go. All right. I'm calling this one done, chat. I think this is as done as it'll be.